And welcome to, let me back up a little bit. Welcome to the first episode of a series that I am calling or referring to as Tweed, as you can see in the title and description. But basically, Tweed is an idea that I had some time ago to kind of combine I guess things that I love to do, a number of things that I love to do in one thing, in one series. And so basically those things are tea and weed, or cannabis and weed, as well as talking about random things, and talking about style and fashion and things of that nature. And so this is very much a work in progress still. However, I've been batting around the idea of like recording the first episode for frankly too long now. And so I got inspired today to just go ahead and fucking do it. And so I'm just going ahead and fucking doing it. So again, Tweed, which again, tea and weed. You see how I did that? Isn't that cute? This it combines those two things, tea and weed. And my goal is to, and this may change, my goal is to like have a new Tweed video like every Monday morning. For whatever reason, Monday morning resonates with me. It feels right with me to post that on Monday mornings. Because I feel like, so the way I typically start my day is with a cup of tea and some form of cannabis. For example, today this is, and I'm going to put a link in the description for this. This is a tincture. This is CBD oil. So these days, honestly, the cannabis that I ingest or partake in is almost 100% CBD. So this is a 500 milligram full spectrum CBD oil. So from my understanding, and I am by no means an expert, from my understanding, this has the full spectrum or a full spectrum of cannabinoids, which of course includes CBD and then a spectrum of others. And so the reason I wanted to do this series and include cannabis is because I truly believe in the healing properties of cannabis. And I want to talk more, I maybe want to illustrate more of that point, and kind of demystify, taboo-ize, that's not a word, but I just made it a word, for, I feel like some people, but also for myself, cannabis, because I feel as though for a long time, though I have been partaking in cannabis for several years, I do feel like really up until recently, I still had a stigma in my mind that like I shouldn't maybe be as open about my cannabis use, or if I go out like smelling like cannabis, oh, I'm embarrassed, or it's a problem, you know, because of the stereotype that we see in movies and films and TV of like the typical stoner or whatever. And so I realized I had kind of internalized some of that. And so basically I just want to like paint a different picture of what that is, or what that can be. And again, just talk, I guess, be kind of not a face for like cannabis use, but to not shy away from like my cannabis use and what it does for me, and again how I love to start my day. Typically some form of cannabis and a cup of tea. I think that's just the best way to start the day. Anyway, so yeah, Tweed will be a weekly series, I pray, a weekly series where I basically just talk about a plethora of different topics. For instance, today I want to just talk about style, because part of the reason that I started this YouTube channel was to focus more on style in general, my styling business, do some get ready with me videos, to really focus on that, because I have been in love with style longer than I realized. Like since I was a kid, to be honest. I've told a story, and I don't know how long this video is going to be, frankly, but I've told a story before, and I guess I'll tell it again now, but I'll be brief. When I was a kid, when I was in like middle school, when I was in middle school, we had to wear uniforms. And there was a time when I had the opportunity to go to school and dress myself because my parents were out of town. And I took that opportunity to not wear my uniform. And so when I think about personal style, I always think about that moment, because I had the opportunity. I was able to take control for that one day of what I could wear, and nobody else could dictate it, meaning like the school. Well, I mean, they could. I very well did break the rules by going to school without my uniform on. But it was a moment for me where I said, no, you will not tell me what to wear today. I'm going to put on this oatmeal colored Henley and some jeans and my brother's like knockoff Timberland boots. I think they were Eastland boots, and I'm going to dress myself today, and this is what I feel like wearing today, and this is what I feel like I'm cute in today. So I always go back to that moment when I was in middle school and I did that. But yeah, today I just want to talk about like what is style and what it should, I feel like what it should mean to most people, what it could mean, in the way I see it. And then just a couple of other things. Like I said, the tweed is kind of a work in progress. So as I do more of these, I feel like it'll be a little bit more, or a little bit less of a hodgepodge. See what I did there? Yeah, but yeah, so this is Tweed. And thankfully I know how to edit videos now, so this probably won't be as wild and crazy. But anyway, so yeah, so style is something that I honestly think about every single day, especially since I proclaimed myself as a stylist, and especially since I am getting my styling business off the ground, and am putting more energy in that direction, in fashion and style. So to me, what style is a conscious choice. It is a conscious choice of what you decide to put on your body, and the message or messages that you want to convey from day to day, to the outside world, about who you are, who you aren't, what mood you're in, how you're feeling that particular day, how much you conform or do not conform to, you know, style norms, social norms, societal norms, cultural norms. Style is your non-verbal kind of, you know, silent message to the world about who you are, saying who you are. So every time you walk out your door and enter the outside world, you're telling that world who you are. And that's why I'm so passionate about people's personal style, and why I decided to not only just love and be intentional about my style, but to become a person who aids people in enhancing their personal style, really looking at and being more intentional about their style, perhaps changing their style. Because one thing that I notice, and this is kind of the crux of what I do, this is the crux of my business, is that I feel like a lot of people don't pay enough attention to what they wear. And by that I mean, I see so many people, anytime I just go out into the world, I see so many people that look alike. I see so many people wearing the same or similar things. And obviously there are, you know, basics, there are staples, but I can't tell you, and especially like living in the South, I'm from Mississippi, I currently live in Tennessee. I see so many like bootcut jeans with like these farmer type boots, and these like Salt Life t-shirts, or like a button-up t-shirt with like the little flap thing that goes like halfway down the back, and they're always in like this kind of washed out color, and like you know, some type of hat, and God forbid it be a Bass Pro Shop hat. We have talked about Bass Pro Shop hats. I wrote a whole blog post on it on bizarrehodgepodge.com. Feel free to go read it. And so you know how I feel about those godforsaken Bass Pro Shop hats. But I see so many people dressed and looking the same. And to me, to me, it's odd, and it's kind of a travesty, honestly, because again, your style is, I think, one of the loudest ways that you can proclaim who you are. And so if you are literally walking around looking like everyone else, you're saying to the world, I am you. I am just like everybody else. I'm nobody special. And I think everybody is somebody special. I truly believe that. And I think people who maybe don't realize that, they don't realize that. They don't realize that the message that they are conveying to the outside world is that, yeah, I'm just one of you know, everybody else. It's just me. I don't, you know, I'm nothing special. And so that's what I seek to do in my styling. In my styling, I seek to help people see themselves as their fully realized self and express themselves creatively through style. So I mentioned uniforms before, and I think uniforms are not work uniforms. I understand the purpose of a work uniform. I also understand the purpose of a school uniform, but a work uniform is obviously different. I'm not talking about work uniforms. But school uniforms, I feel, are one way of like society dictating who you are, and who you should be, and who you must be, and how you must conform to the status quo, and how you must be just like everyone else. You may not be who you are, who you were put on this earth to be. I feel like it is a way of stifling your creativity, because within a school uniform, there's no room for style choices, or there's very little room for style choices. I feel like the only way that you can possibly style a uniform is by adding accessories, which I love accessories, mind you. I love accessories. That accessories have their purpose in styling what you have on, but that is the only way that you can express yourself within a school uniform. And so it is very stifling to me. I'm just not a huge fan. I've never been a huge fan of school uniforms for those reasons, for that reason. So yeah, that is, to me, that is style. That is style. It is what you say to the outside world on any given day. And again, how you feel on any given day. And so, you know, you may wake up and have like a really great day and you're feeling exuberant and jovial, and so you may throw on something that has a bunch of bright colors. Or you may feel like you are just kind of low energy that day. You just don't really want to be bothered. So you may wear something more muted, maybe some blacks, some grays. You may throw on your sunglasses that day. I am very much a fan. I've said this several times before. I'm very much a fan of wearing sunglasses out and about in the world when you just are not feeling it, especially being an introvert. Especially being an introvert, my sunglasses are like my security blanket. When I'm out in the world and I'm low energy, I need a barrier between myself and the outside world. And it's just like, I'm out here, I'm doing the thing, I'm being an adult, but at the same time, I just need to protect my energy, and my sunglasses do that for me. So yeah, that's kind of my, I guess, hot take, very brief, I guess, discussion or how I feel about style in general. Obviously this channel itself, as well as Tweed, I'll be talking a lot more about style because that's primarily what this is for. But also, yeah, Tweed is just kind of an outlet for me to talk about a bunch of other stuff. So I've created like a list of different topics of things I want to talk about, style and non-style. But also one thing that I want to do every episode is kind of highlight one piece that I own, that I'm kind of in love with, or I have been in love with maybe for like a specific time, like leading up to maybe the following episode or whatever, or something that I just can't stop wearing, and just kind of like just talk about it and tell the story. So I'm assuming, let's see if we can get closer, if it will whatchamajigger for me. Yay, it did. All right, so I focused. So this bracelet is one that I wear from time to time. I've been wearing it for, I don't know, probably like a week or so now. This is actually let me not get too far away while I'm still talking about it so you can still see it. So this is a obviously very kind of minimalist, gold bracelet by Fossil. And I bought this, I think maybe like last year or so. I don't wear it very often, but when I do decide to wear it, I typically wear it for several days, a couple of weeks at a time, because it is just so simple. I love it so much. It's very simple. It feels really good on the wrist. And again, it's just very simple and clean, and it goes obviously with black very well. And and a lot of stuff that I wear, it can go with anyway. So I really only, when I am wearing it, I'm really only taking it off to like get in the shower. I've worn it to the gym. I just love it because of the way it just looks and feels, and it just feels really good. But yeah, it's an inexpensive, like, just Fossil, and I like Fossil's jewelry. There's something about it that just does it for me. I really enjoy Fossil. But yeah, just a simple Fossil bracelet. So this is kind of a piece that I'm in love with, like, right now for the time being. Just look at that. Look how just simple and clean that looks. I love that. I can a lot of times be very much of a minimalist when it comes to my style. So for me, like, a lot of times just one bracelet on maybe one hand, and obviously my Apple Watch never comes off. It's sufficient for me. So yeah, this is the piece that I'm in love with for this week. Next week it could be something else, because there really are a couple of pieces that I really like gravitate towards, and obviously when I find new pieces and stuff and bring new pieces into the fold, I kind of get obsessed with them as well. So so also part of Tweed, every episode I want to kind of pose a question that I would love to get feedback on or answers on. And so this week's question is, and please put your thoughts, answers, ideas, comments into the comments, is, and this is something I've been curious about, if you go to the gym or if you work out, do you shower before working out. Do you take a shower before you go to the gym? I'm really curious about people's thoughts. People's thoughts on that, because I have thoughts and I feel like my thoughts are kind of dissenting from what most people think, and so I will get into my response to that next week. So yeah, do you shower pre-workout? Do you shower pre-workout or post-workout? Which one is it? I'm very curious. Speaking of working out, so a couple weeks ago, maybe a month or so ago, I posted a video about my my gym uniform. Funny. My gym uniform, or the silhouette rather, that I typically wear to the gym. I recommend going back to watch that video. One, for the content, but two, within that video I'm wearing compression tights by this company called Pactera, which I have been a fan of ever since I came upon them, I don't know how many months ago. And because of that, and because I'm such a fan, I've also become an affiliate of Pactera. So, I'm going to include some images of the Pactera, like some of the Pactera pieces, the Pactera brand, but I have a special promo code. Isn't that awesome? And link, which will obviously be in the description. So, I highly recommend this brand, and I highly recommended it before I became an affiliate. That's one thing. Whenever I get like a referral code or a promo code or whatever, I do not recommend things that I do not use or wear myself. I feel that's very important, because I'm like, how can I recommend something if I'm not behind the brand, or if I don't like the brand, or if I don't like the items or whatever, or the products or whatever. So I'm a huge fan of Pactera because their compression. Now, I've only used their tights. I think they also have like t-shirts. I've not used those, so I cannot talk about those, but I'm sure they're fine as well. But their tights, amazing. Their tights are amazing. The thing about it for me is that they don't shift in the back. They don't slide down when you're bending over or whatever when you're doing your workout, so there will be no crack shown. Now, sometimes I do like a little crack shown. However, in the gym, not so much. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Pactera. I love the fit. I love the customer service of the brand. I've also had a conversation with one of the co-founders of the brand, and I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of Pactera. So, use the link in my description. If you want to check out Pactera, you can get 10% off your order using code BAZAAR10. That's BZAR10, BZAR10. You can get 10% off your order at Pactera Athletics. Definitely check them out. I love them. I love them. I love them. I have so many tights in my repertoire, and honestly, it's my go-to for the gym. 9 times out of 10, I'm wearing Pactera compression tights when I go to the gym, because they look good and they feel good. And that's the two most important things for when I'm going to the gym. They're very comfortable and they make me look damn good. The ass be ass. Okay. Also, again, I'll put a link in the description where you can get, I think, $25 off your order of $50 with Tweedle Farms, who is they're the company that I get all of my CBD from, so I highly recommend them as well. Again, I do not talk about brands and companies that I am not a fan of. I don't do that. So I have so much of their products. I have a tincture, I have flour, I have gummies, so it runs the gamut with Tweedle Farms. So yeah, all of that will be in the description. I highly recommend both of these companies. And yeah, so that's episode 1 of Tweed. Hope you've enjoyed it. Feel free to, again, answer this week's question. Do you shower pre-gym or pre-workout or post-workout? And yeah, I hope you've enjoyed it. Comment. Let me know what you think. Also, I'm very open to any topic ideas. But yeah, that's gonna be it for the first episode of Tweed. Hope you liked it. Now I gotta edit this bitch. That's the real work. So yeah, hope you liked it, and I'll see you next week. Deuces.